Hello and welcome to the Gonzales Mitchell Show. I'm Clay Mitchell.
And I'm Patrick Gonzales.
And today, Patrick and I are going to talk about his observations that he gives every Wednesday morning on WBAL and the C4 Brian Nehman Show on his predictions on how the electoral map is showing to date. Patrick, last week, I think it was 7:30 Wednesdays, is Politics with Patrick. What What did your map show today? What's going on? How do you see things?
Okay, Clay, last week I laid out on Politics with Patrick on WBAL, C4, and Brian Nehman show. I laid out my first stab at the Electoral College. And real quick, we're going to do a little history class. In these United States, you have 538 electoral votes, 435 congressional districts, 100 senators, and three from the District of Columbia, adding to 538. And being the math whiz that you are, you know of half of 538 is 269. A tie won't do it. So you need 270 electoral votes to be elected president of these glorious United States. So in my first map last week on the show with C4 and Brian, I laid out an electoral map that has 220 electoral votes for former President Donald Trump, 181 electoral votes for Vice President Kamala Harris, and I labeled 137 electoral votes as toss ups or up for grabs, my friend. So let's start grabbing.
Boy, what are the states that are up for grabs that you think lean one way or the other? Is there a pattern that
Well,
you see? Are they
you've got the obvious states that are up for grabs: the Pennsylvanias, the Michigans, the Arizonas, the North Kakalakis. But let me do this. You know, I have a memory and a brain like a steel trap. I can recite stuff that happened 65 years ago. However, my friend, Karnak the Magnificent is going to use a cheat sheet, and just so he's very precise, this is how I laid it out last week. Of my 137, I had Arizona, Colorado, Georgia. I have Maine at large, which means the statewide total, you get two, breaks up by congressional district, one each. I have Maine at large as a toss-up at this point. Michigan, Minnesota, home to the Democratic VP nominee. Nevada, New Hampshire, New Mexico. We got a bunch of news there. North Carolina, Pennsylvania. I've got Virginia as a toss-up, and Wisconsin. Now, what I have had last week, leaning President Trump, was Arizona, Georgia, and North Carolina. And what I had leaning Vice President Harris was Colorado, Virginia, and I think Minnesota. I have one other. Anyway, this Wednesday, 7:30 on the Brian C4 and Brian Nehman show, WBAL 1090 AM, plus live streaming, I am going to update my Electoral College map from last week.
You have Pennsylvania as a total toss-up then, from what I'm gathering from you. Is that right?
Yeah. I didn't lean it one way or t'other. Trump won it in 16. Biden won it in 20. No, I have it right now. I have it as a total toss-up.
Let me tell you my fear. I saw last night, I think it was 60 Minutes, they had the Secretary of State of Pennsylvania on, who happens to be a Republican appointed by the Democratic governor.
Right.
They have a law where the mail-in ballots that they receive have to be counted and placed in to the machine starting at 7 o'clock in the morning, I think, on election day. And that process could take
Right.
days. My goodness, if we come down to where both these candidates are, this is literally the keystone state for the election. That if we have to wait 3 or 4 days, the conspiracy theories are gonna arrive again, and a lot of people disagree with me. Yeah, there's some fraud going on. Is it on the presidential level? I don't think so. I don't think that, there's enough votes swayed one way or the other by the hundreds of thousands that will cause the election to go offbeat. My read is, especially like here on the shore, these are local people, they're friends and neighbors that are there counting the votes. Maybe I'm wrong and I'm naive. Maybe the cities are different, but I don't see that there's going to be widespread fraud. But if you have to wait 3, 4 days for Pennsylvania to come in, it's going to turn ugly real fast. That's just my 2 cents.
My son, when you say I fear, I get so upset because I hate to see you afraid. You are my friend, and you know what fear can do to a human being. And I say, fear not, my son. All good things come to those who wait. And that be that whether you're a Donald John Trump supporter or a Kamala Harris supporter. All good things will come to those of us who wait. And if we have to wait 1 or 2 or 3 days or 6 or 7 months, so be it.
Six
Good
or
things
seven.
will come. Good things will come to us. I
Yeah,
promise.
no hanging chads this time, man.
Now
I can't, I can't hang
we
with
ain't
that. I
having no
can't hang with
hanging
that
chads.
again.
Ain't no hanging chads. Ain't no crack. Remember Pennsylvania? They got a crack in that Liberty Bell. We ain't having no
That's
more cracks. We ain't having no
no.
cracks in this election. As a
So,
matter of fact, as a
yeah,
matter of fact, let me inject. Okay, we got time. I am going to go to Pennsylvania on election day
wow.
with my good friends. And then I am going to have an election night watch party with one of my good buddies who is in elective office. And we're going to do that in Baltimore County. And I will have
Mhm.
updates as we get closer. But I just wanted to let you know, my friend, we are going to do this election right. We're going to
That's fun.
party on November 5th like it's 1999.
That's awesome. I'll I'll be at my watch party here in my luxurious home office. With an adult beverage. Just
Perfect.
I'm gonna stay up for the distance, man. I got to do it. It's the Super Bowl
Well,
for
I gave up
electricity.
adult. Oh, exactly. As you know, I gave up my adult beverages,
You
but
did.
every now and then, I'll have a fake beer.
Right.
There's non-alcoholic beers. They taste horrible, but I want to be kind of sociable, and I always got my Diet Cokes. Oh, I'm
That's
going to
right.
drink so much Diet Coke. You're going to have somebody drive me home. Yes, I am going to be inebriated on politics and Diet Coke.
And you'll be all caffeined up, man.
Oh, baby, I will.
So you're
Yeah, I'm
busy right
so looking
now.
forward to it.
You're busy right now digesting all the numbers coming in. You're going to crunch numbers today and tomorrow, and then 7:30 Wednesday morning, Patrick, Politics with Patrick on C4 Brian Neiman WBAL Radio AM 1090 is where you're going to give your new Karnak predictions.
Mike Carnat, you are right. Camel hair. No, whatever. No, yeah, exactly. I am going to give my latest, and I am going to divine through divine prevention or intervention or something. I forget the line. Through my envelope that has been on Funkin' Wagnall's porch since noon today, hermetically sealed in a Hellman's mayonnaise jar, I will on Wednesday update my latest Nostradamus-like prognostication.
And then they'll say, "Here's Patrick." And then you'll do your bit,
Here's
baby. Here's Patrick. And then
Yeah,
you do your
baby.
gravy fit, baby. Right. So I will look for you 7:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. I can't wait to hear it. Afterwards, let's have another one of these shows where you come on and further digest the fodder that you have received.
Let's do it. And I ain't never had no fodder, so I'm really looking forward to that.
Well, it's on the Eastern Shore thing, man. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
Ain't nothing
Speaking of
like
Eastern Shore, I am
I will
coming
tell
over
you.
and getting some oysters.
Get some oysters. We'll have some scrapple. We'll have some fodder,
Oh baby.
and
Oh
it'll
my.
be a groove.
Oysters,
It'll
scrapple, and fodder.
it'll be a
Oh,
groovy thing,
Lord.
man. Yeah,
Yeah,
get down
baby,
the road, get
far,
us some
far,
local.
far out,
We'll go down the
out
road,
of
get us some
sight.
local ones. I
Yeah,
got I
man.
got
I
my
like local
I got
ones.
my oyster shucking board and my knife. We're set, man.
I bet you're a pro with
It
shucking.
takes it takes many years of practice, Patrick. And like I say, I only have
Uh,
one scar from the oyster knife, so I'm good to go.
I've only got one palm. I can see that thing going through that, and I would be debilitated for life. I wouldn't anymore try to shuck. I am the goofiest bastard on certain things, and that's one of them. I steer clear of stuff like that. Dangerous work like that.
Well, we'll be back on to talk about what you have to say about Wednesday's poll update on the electoral map. Right now, it's anybody's race, as far as I can tell. And if there's a change or a shift in the way the polls are leading, you will tell us, great sir.
I will, and I guess without giving any hints or anything, I still, we know what Donald Trump is. It's baked. He is who he is. He is like that John Lovitz character on the old Saturday Night Live, the annoying man. But he
Yeah,
has been the annoying man for 8 years. Vice President Harris, so far since she's become the nominee, has not been capable of clearly expressing what she believes or what her policy is. Every time she tries, it sounds very shallow. She's got to get better. Reality matters, Clay. Substance matters. So we will see.
and I hate using that phrase "word salad" because that
You know what I call it?
undignifies what she's. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't call it word salad. I call it what she does is authentic frontier gibberish. And fine for those that like it, but for the majority of people, they need some depth.
Yeah, yeah, and I've watched a couple of the Trump rallies. I mean, there's lots of people there, lots of enthusiasm. He could talk for 2 hours and
Yeah.
has no problems. And you're right. Kamala Harris needs to focus on a consistent, succinct message. And right now, it's all over the
It's
place.
not there. Clay, she is just not comfortable in her own skin. And I'm not sure that's going to ever change. And I really question whether it's going to change in the next 3 weeks.
Well, if it affects the polls, we will find out on one of our next episodes of the Gonzales Mitchell Show. Geez, I almost forgot the name of the show already. So, with that being said, Patrick, it's time to say goodbye, Patrick.
Goodbye, Patrick.
Goodbye, Patrick. See you soon.